Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Total War Warhammer 3 and our High Queen Khalida campaign. Varda here, and we are going to start this episode by taking on Nicolandor, the Blade of Scalaril.
Strike at them! Strike like the asp!
Now, unsurprisingly, because Futep is behind us, he's going to run. But we shall deal with that in just a moment. Now, I do want to... Is it not on World Events? Where is it? It's not. Okay, well, on the last turn, the last of the Lioness's armies did die out. So I wanted to show you that before we went into the fight. But we shall move Futep just a little bit behind us here. Switch him out of march stance. And then High Queen Khalida shall start the fight. It says decisive victory, but Lightning Strike isn't going to help us. It's only going to cut our own reinforcement time down. So, let's get in there, and let's fight this large battle for the Books of Nagash. Alright, to our advantage, our reinforcements are coming in directly behind us, and the enemy army is arrayed over there. So, let's get our artillery in position up on this mound. We shall put our sepulchral stalkers ready to go and take out some of the enemy's larger beasts in vanguard mode, perhaps, in this corner. Alright, we have taken up position on the rise with our artillery. In the back corner, we have our sepulchral stalkers looking to get behind and wreak havoc against some of their stronger monsters, like the tree men or the ancient stegodons. Our reinforcements will be arriving with Hyro Titans and other Ushbati reinforcements very shortly. All that remains is for us to wait. It appears that the enemy are going to let us bombard them. And I see no reason to dissuade them from this course of action. In about 20 seconds, we are going to see our reinforcements arrive. And now they are moving. Okay. 4 seconds until our reinforcements arrive. Now, because they are on the way, we are going to start moving our sepulchral stalkers into the trees. And I'm going to very quickly just separate out the armies as best I can. So that I can quickly find things that I need. We're going to get the sepulchral stalkers up on the flank here. We are going to move blocks of Tomb Guard up to the front line to reinforce it on either side. We are going to get the Hyro Titans to come straight down the center. The Necropolis Knights to occupy a flank. And the Ushabti warriors to come in and reinforce the center as well. We'll move our Ushabti Great Bows out to the sides. And you can see that the Way Watchers have begun firing. So while they're shooting, we're going to angle a Legions of Asaph over them and try and hit. Doesn't look like that worked, so let's countercharge here. And we'll get our Necropolis Knights to come in and have a word with that as well as the Ishbati archers to start shooting. Get Desert Strike down here. And we'll get some of our melee Ushabti to drop in on the line as well. Khalida now is going to have to prove her worth. She's going to go straight in and have a word with some of these guys. The Tomb Scorpion is going to be attacked very quickly. So, in order to prevent any massive damage, we're going to get the Necrosphinx over there to them as well. Let's get the Necrosphinxes with the Necropolis Knights with halberds off. Let's send them out to the side to deal with the Chameleon Skinks. Let's get our halberds coming forward here. And we do have our warriors behind the enemy now. I'm going to send the Necropolis Knights at the Way Watchers which have revealed themselves. I don't want them shooting for long. Let's get Futep into the center. Helm of Discord down here to help Khalida. Our archers should be well and truly able to deal with the skirmishers if we give them the opportunity. And we have plenty of Necrotect, so anything that starts struggling will be healable, for instance. It looks like the Cascade of Souls is not considered a construct, but that's okay, we'll deal with that. Bringing two armies has kind of made this fight that I was really worried about a bit of a wash. But honestly, I'd rather make it a wash and not just lose everything. So, yeah, I don't really feel any shame for that one. This is a really tough battle to try and win with just one army. I think we probably could have done it. We do have a very strong core, and Khalida herself is quite monstrous. But I don't want to lose any unnecessary troops here. So, right now, we are going to hold on to our position. The Sepulchral Stalkers have now revealed themselves in the rear. Our infantry lines are pushing up. We'll get the Tomb Scorpion and the Necrotect now to chase that down. I think we can stop the artillery from firing. I don't think we need them right now. And actually, because I've been dumb, I always do this. I always forget about something, you know? Like one thing. I'm going to drop some damage ups here to help our Lord. Now, just to make sure that we're getting the healing down, we'll send the other Necrotect over there to find someone to heal and to drop a heal on. But I do feel that this battle is now all but over. I suspect if we have a look at the unit tab for this Lord, he is unbreakable. And that is in fact the case, he is unbreakable. So, where is the catapult unit card? Okay, it'd be faster just to click on it and tell it to stop firing. And Khalida can just stand here and keep it occupied while the Sepulchral Stalkers wreck it. I mean, like, once the Sepulchral Stalkers fire, what we're going to see is outright destruction of this guy's health bar. Amusing though that is, he is well and truly beaten, and his doom shall be swift. So let's just get the Sepulchral Stalkers in here to shoot at that, and all of our archers. It's always much faster to just shoot these things down than it is to melee them if you've got good shooting. It's only a level 1 Lord. Okay, I maybe hyped that fight up a little bit much, but then I did kind of just bring two big armies, you know? I was taking 0 in the way of chances with this one. Everything in this army is now dead, and we didn't really take enough casualties on anything to justify not taking the money. So we're going to take the money here. The Eyes of the Jungle have been taken out, and we got the 6th Book of Nagash, which unlocks a hero, Lich Priest of Shadows, and power reserve plus 20% when increasing. So that's not too bad. We got one of the other books of Nagash. I'm pretty happy about that. So the plan now is to march Futep north, and Futep is going to go and deal with Skarbrand for us, and Lamy is going to come down and hold our forces in the center here, because I don't think Lamy as a level 1 Lord stands much of a chance. We are going to move Peshedu up to the Golden Temple, And then we shall move him back down here once he's claimed it to Sotek's Trail. And we will march a double army down the south here. So that's all to look forward to. I think it's going pretty well right now. And Khalida is going to move to join Rakash again next turn. So I'll see you then. And hopefully we can then begin taking the fight properly to the lizards. Okay, the lizard men have attacked Rakash with quite the army. And I'm honestly not sure I can win it on... So I'm going to retreat Rakash. At the start of this turn, we are going to ignore the Sun Tree Glades and march Jenna towards Quixotl? I give up with pronouncing these names. And we are going to keep moving Khalida down to reinforce Rakash. Khalida's movement range is kind of silly. Honestly, it's really nice with the 2 Necrotechs increasing mobility in her army. Alright, Futep is going to continue marching north now. Towards Gorgazan, and he is going to take on Skarbrand. Now, Skarbrand's army is not much to worry about. It's a bunch of Bloodthirsters. Bloodletters. If it was a bunch of Bloodthirsters, it would definitely be something to worry about. Good lord, I cannot speak today. So, Peshedu is going to take the Golden Tower. Jetup is going to join King Petut. And we are going to secure the Golden Passage. Very nice. So, we're going to build this up here. And we're going to get another growth building, and we're going to keep building up. I don't know how to say it. We'll get these buildings up here. I normally do most of the building off camera, because I think you guys want to keep up with the action, see where things are moving, but sometimes it's worth just building up some stuff. So we're going to get another upgrade into Khemri. And everything right now is looking pretty solid. The only thing I'm not sure about is Lamy, whether I should move him this turn. So I'm going to be safe. I'm going to keep him where he is. Now, Rakash did retreat because I'm not sure about his ability to take on 2 of these armies at once. So we're going to move to the Plain of Tuskers. Upgrade the dock there for some more income. You can see that we're actually making quite a bit of bank per turn, which is really, really nice. And this army here under King Petut, now that it's been upgraded, is going to start marching its way towards Sotek's Trail. And we are going to take on these 3 areas and begin marching to secure the bottom half of the continent. We want to spread the lizards thin. We don't want them to be able to pick a location and keep it. So that is the plan. I'm a little bit worried here, because what I think is going to happen is that we are going to split the territory taken with our friends in Khemri. Now, why would I be worried about that? Well, because my plan once I took out the south was to take out Khemri, so that we can gain their settlements and work towards our victory objectives. You see the long campaign here. We need to sack another 35 settlements. And we need to hold Numas and Galbaraz. Now, Numas is currently controlled by Khemri, and Galbaraz is currently controlled by Skarbrand. Now, I'm not fussed about taking Skarbrand out, but given that they won't be kind to me, I think that we are going to struggle. So, we are going to have to make sure that some of these get built. We are getting the buildings to a point now where we can build some of these things in these settlements, get the upgrades in Khemri, etc. But I just thought I'd sort of catch you guys up on where we're at in terms of getting ourselves towards that long victory objective. There is one more thing I want to do this turn before I end it, and that is I want to go in here to armor and grab the Scorpion's armor. 10 physical resistance, 5 melee attack, 15 armor, and the passive ability for 20% damage resistance, i.e. ward save. Or it feels like ward save. When low on health. So, we're going to make that. That will use up most of our canopic jars. And I am going to give that to Khalida.
Liberus shall rise again.
She has the Opal Amulet for damage resistance, so combining these things, the Scorpion armor, etc., should mean that she is very, very hard to kill indeed, and that's exactly what I want. So, we are now going to roll over the turn, see what happens, and take the fight to the lizards. Okay, here at the Plain of Tuskers, we are under attack by Tic-Tac-Toe. We have a garrison, it is small. We have Rakash, one of our best lords, and his army here. And we are going to see what we are able to make happen. Okay, you can see that we have adapted a very familiar formation. And we are going to rush over the battlefield now because we cannot afford to let the enemy get their reinforcements for free and then start shooting at us. We've got to put some pressure down. Because when those reinforcements show up, that's more heroes that are going to take to the fray. That's more things that we are going to have to worry about in terms of big monsters. And I am not happy about that. The Spirit Leech is going down on Tic-Tac-Toe. We are going to rely a lot on Spirit Leech, I think, to do damage to him, because we are very short on archers that aren't from the garrison in this army. However, I am concerned. I don't think we'll be able to get our forces over the battlefield fast enough for them to effectively do anything before the enemy reinforcements get here. Alright, we can see that our Lord is getting taken out. Sorry, our Mage is getting focused just a little bit, so we're going to move him back. And that Uranan's Thunderbolt did just hit our forces. So, it's going to be a tricky one, team. I'm not going to make any bones about that one. This is going to be a really hard fight. And we are going to lose a lot of stuff. But something we might be able to do here is take advantage of their repositioning to get our forces into a better contact point. Jesus Christ, that's a terrifying army. Especially with the sheer amount of things that they have that can do damage from range. Like, our artillery is... Yeah. Am I worried about Rakash? Not necessarily. I think Rakash actually stands a fairly good chance of doing well on his own here. But, like, just look at the amount of these dinosaurs that are launching artillery shots at me. Like, we are going to need to try and get in and shut them down real fast with whatever we can. We're going to need to get Spirit Leech down again on Tic-Tac-Toe, because we can't allow him to do anything. Alright. I mean, frankly, I'm terrified. I don't think I can win this one. I really don't. I don't think I've got the skill. Like, I'm trying to get my forces back into the back line here, you know? But you see that? That's probably a Comet of Cassandora or a Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt, okay. Comet would have been more devastating. I'm going to need to get these Ushabti into the back line here. And I'm going to need my Sepulchral Stalkers to actually start shooting out and doing damage against the enemy. We'll get Desert Strike down now in the middle to start buffing our stuff. And we need to keep pushing. We need stuff to get on top of the dinosaurs that are shelling us in the back line. Because if nothing gets on top of them, then we're done. It's over. It's lost. Unfortunately. Looks like our catapults are not going to be shut down for the moment. And it looks like Tic-Tac-Toe might well go down here. I'm going to Spirit Leech him so I can get Rakash into the other Lord without worrying too much about it. And just keep pushing my forces forward. But in reality, I just don't think it's enough. I don't think I have the ranged power or the just raw power at this point to take out what they have remaining. I think we've done a lot of damage. We've killed Tic-Tac-Toe again, but you know, how much is that actually worth when I'm just getting rained by destruction on the high ground, you know? I mean, that's our priest down already because of focus from these Bastillodons. We're going to lose some of our Kemrian War Sphinxes very shortly. I don't have a solution to anything in the air. I don't have enough archers. I mean, my Sepulchral Stalkers might be able to rout some stuff off the field, and honestly, that's our biggest hope, is that because we're so close to the edge, if we do have stuff that starts winning these fights, you know, they'll rout off the board edge. But right now, all of our stuff is getting split and destroyed. I think this was really... not necessarily even badly controlled, I just don't think this was winnable. It said Pyrrhic victory on the thing, but, like, I don't know how I would have won it, to be honest. Like, maybe pushing across the battlefield was a mistake, I don't know. But, like, I genuinely have no clue how they expected me to win against this much dinosaur power. With an army that comprised half of basic skeletons, you know? Like, I wish I did, because then I'd be winning. But I have legit no idea how they thought I was going to win this one. I'm trying to keep my War Sphinx and Rakash in one place, but I'm pretty sure that army losses is kicking. Yeah. Well, that's a huge setback to my plan on these borders. Well, that hurt. But there's nothing we can do about it. They won't be able to get their forces all the way away. So Khalida should be able to mop them up one by one next turn. And in lots of ways, baiting out their army will be beneficial to us. Yeah, they weren't able to get away, so time for vengeance. It says decisive, and I believe it. So I'm just gonna take the money, the extra campaign movement range, and the win on that fight. Now, did the extra campaign movement range give me enough range to get in range of the next army? It did, but they fled. So I don't know it will carry us. Oh, it will. Well, I don't see much reason to fight this one. But that, you know what, I can accept losing Rakash for that, because that was 2 of their major armies. They've now lost them. And we are in position to do some serious counter-attack damage. It says close victory. It is just a bunch of skinks, and Saurus versus Tomb Guard and Tomb Scorpions. That is another flat-out auto-resolve. And we'll take some Canopic Jars for that one. And King Jenna gained himself a War Sphinx. Very nice indeed. Now that the Golden Tower has been taken, we are going to push down to Sotek's Trail. And we are going to take this here as well. I mean, this is probably going to be an auto-resolve as well. Yep. But it feels good that because they killed Rakash and knocked out one of my primary armies that I'm going to have to spend a long time recruiting now, that we were able to absolutely ransack them for that. Punish them, if you will, for their transgressions against the Tomb Kings. I'm going to start moving Lamy back and Futep forward up to that ridge. And then I think we'll see about taking Telakwa next turn and putting a substantial dent in what the lizards may hope to retain as their territory.
Me and witness vengeance.
Peace is it, Tic-Tac-Toe, after you led a foray into my territory, killing off one of my most beloved Tomb Kings. No. You shall find yourselves dead and rotting, your carcasses serving my armies. Okay, King Lammy's Necrotect was wounded as he made his way back to Khemri. And Skarbrand has moved into Gorgazan. So we're going to send Futep over to challenge him, and hopefully he will attack us. We're going to send King Jenna to take the Sun Tree Glades. And begin solidifying our grip on this territory. We'll get rid of that so that we can build useful buildings. There is a flock of heroes over here that are coming to, it looks like, attempt to slow the advance of King Petut. But we won't be having any of that. We'll be moving King Peshedu up to reinforce him very shortly. And then, of course, Talaqua. We're going to fight this one now. Okay, I don't see any problems with where they've chosen to deploy us. Let's get the Tomb Scorpions forward, start working on the gates. Our artillery ready to shell down. And I think this will do for deployment, honestly. Let's get our Tomb Scorpions in. Move up the Sepulchral Stalkers. Get Khalida and the Necrotechs ready to enter the city. Let's move up the Archer line so that they can shoot in as well. Thinking about it, it may have been better to play some of those battles earlier in the episode, but with how badly wounded the dinosaurs were, all of the fights Khalida's army was going to go into was a roll. And I really wanted just to get a look at a nice lizard man city like Talaqua. I mean, just look at this picturesque setting for such a miserable business. We are taking losses. That is to be expected. The towers do wreak ungodly levels of havoc on infantry at this level of settlement, but that's okay. Gonna hit these skinks with the legions of Asaph as they form up in that area. And once the gates are down, it really is just we're gonna rush everything into the settlement. So, Khalida, I would like you to lead the charge. Because you are Khalida. Yep, I'll see myself out. Oh dear. Oops. A little bit of a close-up that I didn't want there, but there you go. You have now seen the inside of that particular sconce, in perhaps more detail than you ever needed to. Congratulations. Let's get Khalida here just straight into the thick of it with the Tomb Scorpions. The Necrosphinx should be through the gate any second now to go and join them. We've got our infantry taking out forces on the walls. And honestly, I think Khalida at this point could perhaps just take them all out herself, so... I mean, honestly, I'm kind of curious as to how much Khalida could do herself here, you know? But, like, I know for a fact that the answer is she could probably solo them at this point. With the damage-resistant item, with the damage-resistant armor that she's wearing, with the upgraded weapon, you know? Like, I think there's very little that suggests that Khalida wouldn't be able just to outright win this. But, you know, it would be churlish and uncharitable of me to not give the other units in our army a chance to participate. I need to use this shrapnel ability more, but, like, it gets cancelled so often when I try and use it. Because of its ridiculously long wind-up. Or at least I think that's why it gets cancelled. It feels like it has a very, very long wind-up time. Get the legions of Asaph to assist us here momentarily. And Khalida shall go and help with the Skink Priest of Beasts, while the Tomb Scorpions continue to just mop this up for her. Very generous Tomb Scorpions, very helpful creatures. Use Tomb Strike here just to give her some more damage. And we'll keep chasing the Skink Priest. I guess we can send the knights into the city to help break things down, but I suspect that this one will be over very shortly once the duel between Khalida and the Skink Priest of Beasts reaches its inevitable conclusion. There's no way that a Skink Priest of Beasts on its own is ever able to take out Khalida. That's just a fact. Like, Khalida landing a hit does about 9 times as much damage. I do think we kind of need to stop our artillery from shooting, though, before they do any massive amounts of friendly fire. Over here, the Tomb Scorpions and their Necrotechs are having a whale of a time taking out the Slorus Warriors. Yeah, this one is a bit of a foregone conclusion at this point, sadly, for the Lizards. And I say this as someone who plays Lizards on tabletop, so I feel very bad for taking out Tic-Tac-Toe like this. But he did attack me. I did not declare war on Tic-Tac-Toe this campaign. He decided that dealing with me was what he wanted to do. And frankly, it was a terrible decision on his part, and he has been aptly punished. I'm just sort of sitting here in silence, smiling, periodically, at how well my army is doing. I'm very proud of them. I am just going to go and drop some spells now to drop some healing for the army. Like, it doesn't even have to be anywhere particular, I think, for Restless Dead to activate, so... Nope, there we go. There's army losses. And that is the capital of Tic-Tac-Toe. And another tier 4 settlement, because it will be downgraded by 1, taken for the Tomb Kings. We are going to occupy Telaqua. Oh, it went down 2 levels, or it was only a tier 3? It's kind of sad. We'll demolish these buildings so that we can start building up something that we would like. Something better. And then, at this point here, we are pushing the south. We are taking the jungles. Our armies and our friends' armies are all over them. And I think that's as good a time to end the episode as any, with a battle against Scarbrand on the horizon. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.